Welcome again then, and we hope you're ready for another fantastic session as the teams prepare to unleash their cars for qualifying at the Canadian Grand Prix. And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson on what has turned out to be a very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty. It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course, once the cars leave the garage, they'll be under parc fermé conditions, so any last-minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond that, it's all up to the driver. Who can keep their tyres in the right temperature, who can hit their apexes. No race fuel on board these days, of course. These are the fastest cars we've had in a long, long time, and it's right here in qualifying where they're at their absolute peak. Let's get started.
Well, that's further back than we'd like, but don't worry about it. Just means more fun for us tomorrow.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Hamilton, Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel. The grid is set then, so
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
we're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now I want to ask you about Carlos Sainz. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be, it's about effective damage limitation.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Bottas, Grosjean, Perez, Ocon and Kevin Magnussen, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Stoffel Van Dorn and Alonso, Hartley, Ericsson, Lance Stroll and Turner. Sirotkin and Carlos Sainz starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap. Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up. Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. Okay, watch the aggression, please. We don't want to lose places because of a penalty. DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone. Okay, we need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment. Our gap to first place is 11.7 seconds. Okay, we're not seeing any issues with tyre wear right now. You should have good grip for a while yet. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Nice work, that brings you up a place. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the Ultra Softs. Reduce the ERS deployment, please. We need to charge the battery. In this lap, push now. Pit now. Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Brendan's in for his stop. We're leading our teammate by 4.2 seconds. Right, the car behind has come in to put on the ultra soft tyre. That's the car behind, now on the ultra softs. Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy. Some information on Ericsson. They are out of the race. Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage. Caution, caution. The gap to the car ahead is 5.6 seconds. The battery is low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment. Our gap behind is 5.1 seconds. catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, we need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment. The gap to the car behind is 7.3 seconds. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. Okay, some information on Perez. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. The gap behind us is 6.3 seconds. Can't complain about that one. That was an excellent drive.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Turner. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
On to the constructors then. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Meanwhile, good work from Force India this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went? Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today? Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you? You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners? Great! Well, that's everything.
Excellent result today. Finishes like that will look good on your contract reviews. On to the next one. We've received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.